the York County forecast on Seacoast Oldies. Lingering showers will be coming to an end this morning before clouds give way to breaks of sunshine for the afternoon as temperatures climb to near 67. We could see some showers this evening with clouds increasing overnight with a low near 42. Partly to mostly cloudy and cooler to start the week tomorrow with temperatures only getting up to near 59. Mostly sunny for Tuesday with a high near 61. I'm meteorologist Morgan Bolton on the station that plays the greatest hits, Seacoast Oldies.
Seacoast Oldies
on 104.3 FM, WWSF Sanford,
and SeacoastOldies.com.
Seacoast Oldies.
The following is a paid program. The opinions expressed on this program are of the hosts and guests and not necessarily those of WWSF, its parent company, Port Broadcasting, LLC, or the sponsors of this station.
It's time for the Real Estate Buzz with Peggy Hill. Buying, selling, or just thinking about it, you're going to want to hear what Peggy has to say. Now, here's the Real Estate Buzz with Peggy Hill on Seacoast Oldies.
Good morning. Thank you for joining me this morning on the Real Estate Buzz with Peggy Hill. Another beautiful Sunday. And we are here in the beautiful state of Maine and buying and selling and investing and all that good stuff. The show is the premise of educating my listeners about real estate. Maybe owning a home, different things while you own the home, selling the home, buying a brand new home, maybe downsizing. So really the buzz around real estate. And sometimes I'm like, what should I talk about this morning on my show? I get a beautiful half hour to educate all my listeners. So I put out a little poll. And I asked, what do buyers and sellers, if you're buying and or selling, want to know? You know, what are your questions around real estate? And just trying to come up with a really cool show. And I got some really good feedback. So I thought this morning on my show, I labeled it, what do buyers want to hear right now? And then what are sellers wanting to know right now? And that's pretty interesting. And then, of course, the attracting of both buyers and sellers. I thought I'll go through some of these questions and just give them some answers. If you are listening and you have any specific questions about buying, selling, investing, both, you can always reach out. Just do Peggy Hill Real Estate in the Maine Caldwell Banker. Everything should come up. I mean, it's very easy to find me. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I have my website, my own business page. And you can reach out there. I'd love to chat with you. So the first part is buyers. Okay, we're going to start with buyers. And I compiled these questions just from talking with a bunch of buyers and people who, even if they're not buying, like if you were buying in today's market, what would you want to know? What are your questions? And the one thing I kept getting quite repeatedly, like, can I actually afford a home in today's market? Or what does it cost to afford a home in today's market? Great question. And I think sitting with a very educated, intelligent mortgage broker, banker, credit union, bank, having a conversation will help you. I do and am very literate in mortgages and a lot of the different programs. But to find out exactly and specifically, you have to rely on that other professional. But the question really is a premise, I think, on not just a monthly payment, not the interest rates, creative ways to buy, but like how much the properties cost. So I did see a statistic. I don't remember the actual number, but I know Maine is the number one most appreciated state in the last 5 years for price. The prices have gone up drastically. And if you are listening to this show, you're purchasing either in Maine or New Hampshire, kind of the same. So you used to, like, if I was talking to you in 2000, let's say 17, 18, before, I'll call it prior to COVID, we would be looking at, you know what? I want to buy my first home. I want a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. It can be a little ranch. Great. 175, 200, need a little work, 225, you're getting a nice little house. Now that conversation is 375, 400. I mean, even when I have my buyers, which I do have, around that 300 mark, we are looking at single wide mobile homes, which are fine, but it's a different product. We're looking at small, tiny houses, or we're looking at houses that need work, or we're going quite a ways out, like we're hitting into Newfield, Cornish, Shapley, which is fine as well. But it's definitely a different market. And when I'm going to say a 300 to 320 with low taxes, all right, I'm going to say low, like in Shapley, Newfield area, you're still paying around $2,400-$2,500 a month. So now you have to put that into, well, not only can you afford it, but will the bank loan you that, right? So there's debt to income, there's ratios that you have to fit into, so things like that. So if you want to actually know what your buying power would be, and if you can afford a home in today's market, you can reach out to me. I can get you in touch with an extraordinarily experienced mortgage broker. Second one was, and I hear this a lot, this one's a good one. Should I wait or buy now? This is a huge conversation. Buying or waiting. Everybody, the news, the rates will drop, prices will get lower. This has got to shift. I have been hearing this. I don't know. I've probably had this conversation most of my career, right? And I've got since 2003, almost 23 years. But I always say, and I heard it a long time ago, don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait. So in 20 and 21, when the interest rates just went way sky high, everybody was saying, just wait, they're going to come down. Well, you know what? They didn't. And they didn't come down. They shifted and shaked. Yes, they went up and down and, like a roller coaster ride. But what happened while they waited, the home prices kept going up and up and up. If I sold something in 2021 for $300, it's probably worth $400. So if you could buy something in 21 or 22, and I'm just doing this off the cuff, they're not exact numbers. Then you are waiting. Everybody gave you that education. Oh, there's going to be more inventory. Well, we're in 2026 and we are still in a very shortage of inventory. So, like I say, I don't know the future. I don't know what the interest rates are going to be. I have no idea what the inventory is going to be. So I always say, buy now, right here, when you want to buy, and just watch the market. If you bought at a higher interest rate and it goes down, refi. If you didn't, be okay in the rate you're in, right? They might go up to 7-8%, and then you're happy you have a high 5-6% interest rate. So I always say, buy now, make your educated decision of what's in the market at this first time. Let's see, what are the other questions? First time buyer game plan. Boy, I can do probably 4 shows on that. I mean, in first time home buyer is a whole different bracket, and I do first time home buyer. I teach the first time home buyer course for the state. I love my first time home buyers. I know most of the programs. It's just really a big conversation, like what no one tells you, hitting costs that you don't know about, mistakes to avoid. And of course, I've done so many and I've sold so much. I do sit down with my first time home buyers and we do have conversations. All the different mortgage programs that you can go into if you have not already researched it, the different homes and what that money dictates into. So if you're in the lower price of the 300s, what does that mean? And the functionality of purchase and sales. So I will take you through okay, this is what we're going to do, but not a big overload, not an information overload. We can only do so much. And then as we go, we learn more and more and more. But there are different, not so much hitting costs, but costs that you're not aware of. When I talk and I'm like, okay, you need 3.5% down on an FHA, so on a 300,000, what's that? 9, 10, whatever, 10.5. But what else is there? Well, there's closing costs. Well, what are those? Those can be super high right now. I remember I used to figure in 3, 4, 5,000. Now we're at 7, 8, 9. Your appraisals have gone from 400 to 800. Everything, little mortgage inspection surveys. Inflation hit everywhere. So what are all those little hitting costs? So maybe the mortgage broker says you need, $20,000 to buy your home. Great. But then let's not forget, you've got to pay for home inspections. We don't have to, but I extraordinarily, highly, highly recommend it. And that depends on what different ones you're going to be purchasing. Are you doing just the general building? Are you doing water? Are you doing septic? Is it private? Is it public? Big conversations, but you're going to need that finances. Fuel. You got to have heat or a cooling. And you're going to reimburse or not reimburse. So that's another thing you have to think about. And then there's always, you're buying a home. The homeowner's insurance up front. Sometimes that could be put into the closing costs, sometimes not. And then you buy a home. I always say, if you're a first-time home buyer, and yes, you're probably coming from an apartment, sometimes from your parents' home, sometimes from a friend's, but you're going to want new curtains and to paint that room and to buy this and to buy that. So I always put that into the, okay, well, maybe you should save a little bit for these wants after you own the home. Well, you're listening to the Real Estate Buzz with